So what do you feel about there's a solution right now? Because it's like it's a heartbreaking situation. People are really scared to even travel, like what you said at the beginning of your analysis. They are scared from moving from one point to the other in a country called home.
Apart from the work that we have done within our organization, the Foundation for Good Governance and Social Change, I also have the privilege of heading the Policy Advocacy Committee of the Niger Delta Dialogue for the entire South-South. And we have come up with certain recommendations. And we outlined them again. We have said them again and again. Number one is that we must renegotiate our federal arrangement. This federal arrangement is not working. This is not federalism. A situation where, for instance, in allocation, the federal government collects over 50%. One federal government collects over 50% of total revenues. And then 36 states, one federal capital, 774 local governments are made to share less than 50% of the same revenue. It's slavery in our own land. It is slavery. We need to renegotiate this federal arrangement. Our people will not fear to negotiate, but they will never negotiate out of fear. That's what I grew up believing. So we have to decide, how do we want to live together? There are several nation states in Nigeria. Do we want to continue to live together as Nigeria? Let us renegotiate the basis upon which we live. That's one. The second is that, look, whether we like it or not, we can delay it. We must revert to state policing and community policing. Look, this federal police system has totally failed. We can be pretending ourselves, like the proverbial ostrich. We can bury our heads in the sand and pretend that everything is okay. This federal police arrangement is not working. Look, the average, let me take one of the villages, perhaps Somoika, or Eko, or Igbobazuwa, or Igwebe. Take any of these places. Go to the station and find out the DPO where he is from. Find out where the DPO is from. How are you going to tackle crime in a community that you are a stranger to?
He's alien.
You don't know anybody. You don't know the culture. You don't know how the people live.
The language.
You don't know the language. You don't know the land. So the federal policing is not working. First, governors must be in charge of the police system. I hear people say, oh, if they do it, governors will abuse it. They will use it for political. And I say, what are they using it for now? What are they using the police for now? When we selectively arrest people, when there is a protest, we go and sponsor another protest. We are not aware. They are already using it, so what are we talking about? In any case, let us start with them using it. Then we will now fight the governors because they are our own. So that the system, look, matter is in a constant state of motion. There's what they call the law of negation of the negation. So that the system can correct itself over time, but let's have a system that works. Number three, let me talk to our elite. I'll use Edo State. All those of you who have run away from your villages, it is to your shame now. Your villages have been taken over by strangers. And they are coming in droves every day. Trailers bring them.
Why?
They have replaced you in the villages. You have run away from your villages.
Oh, they have deserted
You have abandoned the farms. You have abandoned your homes. You don't go back on Christmas. You don't go back on New Year. You don't go back on Valentine. You don't go back on Independence Day to go and celebrate with your people. The youths have fled into the city. Everybody wants to do Yahoo. Strangers have taken over your cities, your villages. That's why they are doing what they are doing. If you want to correct the situation, let us retrace our steps and organize the communities along those communal streets with which communities were organized when I was growing up. Number four is that all crime is local. The governors of states, the chairmen of local governments, they must go back and organize communities. There must be a community ownership strategy in such a way that, look, why do you think the governor visited Ugo? Because he realizes that if you want to fight the crime there, you must go back there. You must go back there. All crime is local. The solutions, therefore, must also be local. They must be community driven. That's where we should be going. Our communities must get involved. These headers or the criminals who are kidnapping people, don't they drink water? They get from the community. Don't they buy provisions? They buy from the community. When we are ready to protect ourselves, we know what to do. Our elders in the villages, let me call upon you. I grew up here. I know that if you go back to what God blessed us with, which is African science. African science. If you go back and you unearth it, there are things you will spray in the air. We won't need to fire one gun. The strangers who came will also go back the way they have come.
Thank you. We don't want to go into
called-
that right
Lastly,
now.
no, but it's African science. You see, look, you see the Oyibo man, the Oyibo man has witchcraft. He calls it science. Our own African science, we call it witchcraft and we abandon it.
Comrade, this
The
very
point I'm making,
particular
sir.
one is called Utagba.
Utagba, God bless you, sir.
You throw it.
Finally, sir.
Yeah.
When people believe, my father told me, translated, sir, when people are aware that no matter what they do, there are no sanctions, they will continue to do them. There are no sanctions at all. The complaint among people outside is that when they arrest, they take to the station, they are released the next day. So when you say don't take the law into your hands, don't do this, haven't you look at the videos that are being circulated? The common thing people keep saying, so why some are saying let's take them to the police, the majority will say don't take them, then they will release them. They will release them.
They will.
It's an incitement to self-help. We must not allow the situation to degenerate to a place where individuals will now want to protect themselves. We
Thank
can't
you.
afford it.